Hey lovies, so welcome to my channel, Craft Away with May. I'm May. Welcome to my own and new studies. I am so glad to have you all here with me today. Alright guys, I just wanted to do this quick shout out to one of my sweet friends here on YouTube, Kendra with Late Night Creations. She sent me the most awesome box and she put a sweet little note in here. I'm not going to read all of that, but it's very, very sweet. Okay, but what she sent me is, I love when she used her molds, IOD molds and all that stuff on her channel. Like, she's phenomenal with them. And so I had inquired. Well, if you guys remember, back in August I did a collaboration with her and Indiana Jones, and she had sent that beautiful pumpkin and some other little embellishments, which I still had not used because they were just so sweet and perfect that I just didn't want to use them, because I know I didn't have an IOD mold and I know I probably wouldn't get any more. But I had inquired about a pumpkin, another pumpkin, and this sweet lady, okay guys, she sent me all of these, a box full of goodies. Okay, I'm not gonna take you guys through every one of them because some of them are out of season, but you know, you'll see them down the road. But we'll just kind of focus on what I'll be using on today, and I'll show you a few other pieces. But look at these beautiful poinsettias, y'all. Just beautiful. I just think this is gorgeous. This gorgeous Christmas tree. I cannot wait for you guys to see what I'm gonna do with that. And then I have to be really careful because I'm clumsy and I'll probably break it. And then she sent this. She said she poured it. She didn't really care for it. It wasn't her jam. And I know about that. When something ain't your jam, it just ain't your jam. I get it. But it was this beautiful nativity scene. And I am trying to incorporate at least one nativity scene for the next couple videos. Or, you know, past couple videos and kind of a few more. But look how gorgeous this is. I'm not sure why she didn't particularly care for it, but I have some plans for it. I think it's absolutely stunning. And then she sent them all. Look at it. I'm like, girl. Okay, so we don't put that back in there because, again, I don't trust me. So then she sent some really pretty fabric strips here. Okay, I love that. I love the colors of these. So beautiful, so pretty. And then, y'all, I gotta show you this bag. I'm not gonna take y'all through everything, but I just have to show you what's in this one here, as it is, again, it's more Christmas based. And y'all, I probably won't even use these because they're so pretty. They're so gorgeous. Like, I just can't believe she sent these to me. So look at that bell. That is so cute. It almost looks like a dress. It's so cute. I love that. Then she sent this stocking. Look, I don't want to use it. So pretty. I'm gonna try to go fast so we can jump into this video. Look at these pieces. Look at that ornament. Y'all, look at that. Look at that bell. Gorgeous. And then this ornament. I had so many ideas. When I opened this box, I was just like, I can do this, I can do that, I can do this, I can do that. You know, so I got plans for it. Trust and believe I got plans for it. And then this gorgeous present. Look at this, y'all. I don't know if I can see through there. Can y'all see it? Yeah. Look at that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Alright, so again, like, it's still, as y'all can see, it's still some more stuff down in here that she sent me. And these are a few pieces that I had left over from when we did the collab together. So there's some more pieces. Little pieces. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So okay, so that's that. And then another thing I wanted to share with you guys. I'm gonna just put these back in here really quick. Ooh, see? Like, I got this beautiful card. It was a nice little card from this company here, Danny Blade. I did not reach out to them or anything about their product. To be perfectly honest, I did not know what it was when I picked it up from the post office, but it is this cool little nifty finger cutting knife, and you guys will see me use it in tonight's video, or today's video rather, it has a little safety switch here on the side, and you just push it up or back, one of the two. Let's see here. Okay, which way is it, May? I think it's up. Okay, yeah, it's up. And then you just take your fingers here, and it comes in 2 different sizes. So I got chubby fingers, and the regular size fit my finger, but you have the two, that, and then you just do here, and then it has this little pressing point right here. So as you cut, it pushes down, and you just cut what you're gonna cut, and that thing is sharp. Okay, I didn't even really apply any pressure, but it cut this box all the way through. Okay, so you're gonna see me use this tonight, but I think it's a good, pretty nifty tool. So thank you, Danny Blade, for sending this to me as a gift. It says it was a Christmas gift. So yeah, so if I really like it, I'll check them out and see what else they have, and you know, see if we want to do some business together. But I'm not trying to, you know, sell anything, but I will say the blade is phenomenal right off the bat. I can tell you that. But yeah, so let's get this party started, y'all, and jump into the first project. All right, Lovies, so that's the name of that blade. It's called Danny Blade. Again, didn't, you know, arrange anything to work with them, but the blade itself is very nice. The tool, it is very sharp and nice. You know, I don't have a lot of background in it, you know, really using all that kind of stuff, but it does work very nice. So I wanted to show you guys on this first project. It's pretty sharp. I do like the fact that the blade retracts back in. I do like that. So I think that's a pretty cool safety feature. It does have a little safety switch on there, as I did mention. I think I mentioned that in the intro. But here I'm just taking these wood frames from Dollar Tree, and I did mark them, as you saw, with a pencil, because I wasn't trying to split them equally in half, but I just needed a half of one of the frames to make a larger frame. And so here I'm just scoring it quite a few times, and I would say it maybe took me about I would say probably about 3 minutes. I didn't really time it. I was a little impatient, but I did score quite a few times on the front side, and then probably about 3 times on the back, and it pretty much snapped in half. So I did have a little overhang from it, which I had to stand down, but it was nothing significant. So it actually works pretty good. So I'm really glad they sent it to me. I'm excited to see what else I can do with it. I don't really use the little finger blades that often. Kathy Jo had sent me one. She sent me one, and then I had went and bought one, and it was just a whole thing. But I don't use it often, but I do like them. So anyway, what you see here, as I was saying, is I needed half of that other frame to make a larger frame. And that's what I did, and I just connected them together with a little dab of hot glue, and then I added in some of those crafting sticks to the back. And now I'm just going in with some antique green paint on there. Now I did not bother to paint the middle of this or the back of this, just because I was starting to run out of that color paint, and I was like, you know what, I don't want to get halfway through this and then it's just, you know, have painted. So I'd rather just not paint it at all. So then I'm going to take this mold that Kendra sent me of the nativity scene, and I painted that same green color, and now I'm just going in with some of my antique rub and bev to highlight those raised portion of this mold. And I'm not sure, Kendra, I don't know why you didn't like it, girlfriend, but I think this came out very beautiful. I was second guessing that green color, but once I added the antique gold rub and bev to it, I really like this. Like, it was just really nice, and I can't wait to display it. It does match the terracotta teacups that I did, and also it's going to match the next project coming up. So I'm really excited to display this. So what I'm doing right here is I'm taking more of that gold rub and bev and just touching up those corners and a few of the outer sides of this frame. And nothing too wild about it. I may have went overboard with the gold rub and bev, but I felt like it was needed to really catch the definition of that picture for one, and then just to make the frame pop a little bit, in my opinion. You can't really even tell too much of it, even though I'm still like rubbing. It didn't come out too strong. So I was thinking at first maybe it would be too much, you know, that on the frame and then on the mold as well, but it actually worked out in my opinion. So I like this. Like I said, I love it. I think it's really pretty. I was thinking maybe if I had did it in brown or something and then with the gold rub and buff, but I couldn't visualize that. I don't know, it's weird, but I couldn't see it, so I was like, let's just stick with the green and see what happens. And so I do, again, I like this very much. And then I had also thought maybe I just do the whole thing in gold, but I was like, oh, that may be a little too gaudy, so I didn't go for that. And this is where we landed. So here you see I'm just taking some of the Aliens tacky glue. I am gonna put a few dabs of hot glue in there just because I did let this sit overnight because it is a heavy piece. And so I was like, well, let me just put a little bit of hot glue here just to secure it in place to make sure it doesn't raise or anything like that. And so once it all settled, it was pretty much intact, guys. Like, it was pretty good to go. Like, you know, that back is not the best, but who's gonna see it? Y'all know the rule. So here I'm taking some of this gold cordage and I'm just gonna outline that frame. Now what I do like about this, coming out of that mold, it already had kind of a frame to it, so it just looks like it was raising, like it was part of the wood frame, in my opinion. That's how it looked to me. And so I was like, I needed to cover up where I cut the wood frames in half, because even though it kind of flows together, in true sight, you could tell where I clipped it. And so at first I was going to put florals or some greenery on it, and I just didn't like that. So I was like, here, we're going to go with our, you know, famous gold cordage, you know, to hide those imperfections. And I think it came together okay. I don't know, I just really like this. I'm really curious. I have to ask her why she didn't like it. She'll probably leave me a comment and tell me, or either she'll message me or I'll message her, or something will happen here. I don't know. But it's absolutely beautiful, and I'm so glad she sent it to me. Thank you, Kendra, from the bottom of my heart. Thank you. I think it's gorgeous. I really do. So what I decided to do here is, because I'm me, I was like, it still needs something, you know. And I was like, I have these wooden stickers, word stickers that I got from Hobby Lobby in my stash, and one of them had joy in it. So I was like, you know what, I think this will fit perfectly in this corner or in the center. I wasn't sure, but I put it over to this corner because I'm gonna put a star in the center. And I just did the gold rub and buff on both of those, and now that's it. So I may have went a little bit overboard with the embellishments, but I don't know, it just needed something. I was like, maybe just the star, maybe I could have just left it like that, which I can easily pop off the word. But I mean, joy to the world, right? The Lord has come. So there you go. All right, and we're gonna jump into project number 2. We're gonna use this crate or wood crate, I guess, I got from the Goodwill it was $1.99. I got 20% off of it, I think. And I'm just going to go in with these different shades of blue paint and some white paint. And I'm just going to go in and do the ombre effect on here. Okay, so I'm starting out with that navy blue. Then I'm going to go in with the French blue. And I'm just keeping my brush wet with whatever paint I'm using. So I'm just blending the colors. That's all that ombre is. You're just blending the colors to kind of make a horizon look, if you will. That's the best way I can explain that. But I cover the back, the sides, and the fronts, except for the bottom part of this, because you're not going to see that. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of this white paint on the tip of my TDS fan brush here, and I just start smacking it around a little bit to give it the starry or snowy look in the sky. And I'm just doing it around the sides and the middle of the top part of this crate. Okay, so then I'm going to take some of this velvet fabric from Dollar Tree, and I'm just cutting out a portion here, as you can see there. And this I'm going to lay over the bottom part of this to cover up that handle part. Okay, now the one on the top, I'm not super concerned about it because we are going to cover that as well. And I do need to leave that open because, you know, y'all know what I'm gonna do. Y'all know what's coming next. But I'm just taking a little bit of hot glue here and I'm scrunching it up a little bit just to give it the snowy effect. And then I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna add some fairy lights. Now I just strand them out, like stretch them out and then twisted them to make a line. And I'm just gonna push them to the back of this little, I guess it could be a diorama, I guess, I don't know. But anyway, I'm going to push it to the back there so you can't really see them. And then I'm going to feed the battery pack through that hole. And we're just going to tape that, glue that to the back of this piece so it's not seen. So, and it's easy to, you know, get to the switch on and off. So then I'm going to take one of these little Christmas trees that you can find at Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put that towards the back of our piece. And then you're going to see, I'm going to take this reindeer, once I get that in there, and I'm just going to add that in there as well. Now, I really love this reindeer. It's so cute. It had like a velvety texture to it. And I just love it. I got it from, I think I got it from Michael's, either Michael's or Hobby Lobby. And I'm just going to situate it because I just thought this was so cute. Like, I thought it would just be cute. So simple to have that Christmas tree, that starry background, and just really cute. Like, I don't know. you know, and then it had to have lights. So, I don't know. I just love it. I really love it. I have so many different ranges of colors going throughout this Christmas season. Like I said, I think every room is going to have a different theme at this point. And so I'm just going to take just a little bit of hot glue and put it on his hoofs or his foot or his feet, his feet, and stick him down in there because, you know, in case I want to use him for something else, you know, I don't want any permanent glue there. So then I took another one of these Dollar Tree wooden frames and I used my silver leaf rub and buff on it. Okay, as well as that star that I added in there. That star came from either woodpeckerscrafts.com or 24hourscrafts.com. I can't remember. And I'm just going to glue on our outer frame here with some hot glue. And look at that. It's so cute. And of course we had to add some legs to it just to give it a more vintage look, in my opinion, just to kind of match that frame. And also because the frame did dip a little bit low, it needed to be raised up. So there you have it. And then this is where I'm going to cover up the top. I did add in a red bow here, as well as I'm taking some of this fuzzy or furry yarn to cover up the top part where that handle or opening is. And there you have it, guys. I think that's adorable. Now we're moving into project number 3, Terracotta Teacup number 61, where I'm taking some more of that antique gold rub and buff. Y'all know that is my season of what I'm doing for Christmas. That's my seasonal jam color. All right, and then I'm taking this Christmas tree mold that Kendra has sent me, painted in that same green color. But what I was showing you guys here, because I got a lot of comments in the last video about the handles on the terracotta teacups. So for video purposes, I use hot glue. And I recommended to a lot of you that use something stronger, either the regular Gorilla Glue or E6000. Or E6000 also has a quick hold glue, which sets up in about 10 minutes or so. But because I'm doing this for the video, I tend to use the hot glue more. But I'll be honest with you guys. I have lost a couple of handles, but for the most part, all of my handles are still intact. The reason being is I do not pick the terracotta teacups up by the handle. I don't do that because, as I mentioned, this is why I'm afraid to ship them. They are very delicate pieces. So that's just a little tip there. And also, you know, if you find that the stronger glues are not working, then just omit the handle. You don't have to have it. It could still just be acutely. We're going to use that word. I don't know if it's a real word. It can still be acutely little teacup. Okay. So, yeah. So, I don't know. That's my tip. So right here, I did the tree just like I did the other projects. And then I took pieces of this pool noodle. And what I did was I did puncture a hole in it using my hot glue gun. And that bottom part of that tree sat very snugly in there. And so what I decided to do to cover this up, I was going to use some moss. And then I was like, yeah, I don't want to use any moss here. I want to give it some more snow. We're on a snow kick in this video. So here I'm taking some more of that fuzzy yarn. And I'm just stuffing it around the pool noodle. I didn't glue it in there. I probably should have glued it in there, but I didn't for whatever reason, but it stayed nice and snug and gave all the fluffy snow vibes. Then I'm going to take one of these poinsettias, little embellishments, add that to the top of the tree, just again, give it a little pop of color, break up that green and gold a little bit, stick that back down in there. Like I said, it's snug. But I kind of wanted it to lean back, but every time I was going to do that, like I feel like, okay, that may cause it to fall. So what I decided to do to remedy that was to take one of these skewer sticks and just glue that to the back of it and puncture it down into the pool noodle. And it worked. So good to go. Now, it's not like I wouldn't do a whole lot of gyrating with this, but it worked. And so then I just decided to add some of these little Christmas presents that you can get at Dollar Tree. And I'm going to put 3 of those in front of there because, again, I wanted to bring in just a little extra color here. And I love that color of that green and the red and the gold and the white together. I know that's a lot of combos, but I like it. I like it a lot. Okay. And I really love this. This one too gave vintage vibes, and I think this looks really cute with the nativity scene and also with our vintage wreath that we did a couple last video. I think this is so cute. It's so simple but so pretty. And then I added another poinsettia to the cup itself, just another little bit of pop of color. And here we are in the final reveal, lovies. If you are still here riding with me, thank you so much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. And you guys know the drill. If you haven't already done so, please consider subscribing, liking, sharing, and commenting, because I love to chat with you guys after each and every video. And of course, lovies, I want to know if you had a favorite of today. I want to hear about that in the comments, okay? And then let me know if you guys try it out with the heavier duty glue on the teacups. But like I said, you know, I know that's kind of the charm to it for us, because that's what kind of makes it different from the rest in a little bit. But if you have a cute design for it, lovies, just roll with that design. It's still going to be adorable. You know, we're doing something different than what you've seen in the past with the terracotta pot. So let's go. And for those who are newly joining us, what we are doing on this channel, I did give my spiel there. We are taking regular terracotta teapots, adding a handle to them, turning them into terracotta teacups with the theme, and we are now on terracotta teacup number 61. What I also like to do for you all, if you're just joining in, I like to show every cup at the end of the video that we've completed in the series. It does go by quite fast, so don't worry, you won't be here until tomorrow morning. But stick around for that. And if you have a favorite one of those, I want to hear about that too. I know my lovies that's been riding with me for a while always let me know which one is their favorite. But if you're new to the channel, let me know if you have any ideas for a new one. We do have a running list going. If it is new to us, we will add it to the list. If it's already there, stay tuned for it, because it will definitely show up somewhere down the line. Now, for my favorite of today, I would say all of them. I have really been liking all of my projects the last few videos, and I get really excited about that because, you know, you guys know me. I know sometimes, even on these last few videos, I feel like I did go overboard sometimes on a couple of them, but I still like them. At the end of the day, I still like them. And I don't know, I just think these are just cute, and I'm so blessed. I'm so happy that, you know, this is just flowing through me and it's coming out, and I love it. I love it, love it, love it. I love this. This is just gorgeous. Like, I love anything that lights up anyway, but just the simplicity of this is just so pretty and so easy to do. And you can do it with anything. You can do it with the Dollar Tree crates as well. You know, you may have to do it on a smaller scale, of course, but you can definitely do it. And also, Lovies, I want to say thank you again for those who have been joining in the 30 days of gratitude on the community page. It's so much, it's not fun, but it is fun. It's heartwarming. I don't want to use the word fun. It's heartwarming to read you guys all of you all's responses, because again, this also opened my eyes as well for more things to be grateful for, you know, because we have so much going on in our lives that we take a lot of things for granted. And I just love reading the things that you guys are grateful for, you know, so I'm grateful for that. And we only have a few more days to go, 9 days to go, and we'll be done. But I love it. And thank you guys so much for taking your time out of your day to answer the question of the day, you know. So I think that's pretty neat that we're getting to share that this year. So I look forward to us doing it next year. We just have to come up with some different questions, or we can always do the same questions over. That's another thing you guys can leave in the comments for me. If we do this next year, God willing, we're all still here. If we can do this next year, do we want to repeat the questions and kind of revisit our thoughts, see if we come up with something different? Or do we want a new list of questions for next year? So let me know about that. I want to hear about it. And also, Lovies, once you hit that like button, scroll to the right, hit that hype button, because that helps us small content creators out on YouTube. And Jeannie Babe, thank you so much for buying me 5 coffees. If anyone else would like to support my channel, here's how you can do so. But if you can't, don't you dare worry about it. I'm just happy to have you here hanging out with me. And until the next time, Lovies, hugs and kisses. XOXO. Bye.